As we enter Women's History Month, we want to celebrate a friend on ABC7, Oakland's own Jeopardy champion, Amy Schneider.
I just had a conversation with Amy, and she shared a really inspiring message about how she's been able to overcome adversity, being a trans woman now in the spotlight. But first, we had to talk about the details regarding her recent engagement. All right, well, so I need to know the insight on this because we saw the picture of the two hands on top of each other, and I said, well, I'm pretty sure that Amy is with the nails, the blue and yellow. Was that the Warriors?
That is correct. Yeah, I went to the game when they played the Nuggets last week or so. Yeah.
All right, so I need all the information. How did she propose? How did this all go down?
Yeah, absolutely. So I knew she was going to propose sometime in February. And, you know, there's Valentine's Day then, and it's actually our anniversary when we started dating, and I thought we might be one of those days. And she had just, like, suggested to some friends of ours, like, hey, want to come hang out Tuesday, just, like, have a happy hour at our place? And I was like, I've got a lot going on. I didn't really think anything of it. And then I had, like, gone into the other room for a bit, and I came out, and she was on one knee. And, you know, our friends had like brought balloons that they had hidden, and like one of them was filming it, and it was completely shocked me in the moment, and yeah, and I said yes.
So I want to know. I was thinking about back when I was a kid, and when I was growing up, did I think that I was going to get married? And I think that the answer is no. I don't think that I ever really saw myself. I mean, I didn't understand it necessarily, but I don't think that I really saw myself as a person who is gonna to get married. It all seemed like something that didn't fit the narrative that was in front of me because, I mean, frankly, there wasn't a narrative in front of me. All I saw were straight people getting married to other straight people. So when you were growing up in Dayton, Ohio, how did it occur to you that you were gonna get married one day?
Well, I mean, it did, but, you know, that was like, you know, I liked girls, and it was fine for me to like girls because, like, I was a boy as far as everybody knew. So, you know, as far as that goes, it was fine. You know, did I think that I would get proposed to? Did I think that I would ever get, you know, a wedding dress and bridesmaids and all that sort of thing? You know, no. And I'm really excited about that. But yeah, the marriage part, you know, I've always been somebody that in my relationships, whether like romantic or just personal, like I'm pretty much all in or nothing. So yeah, marriage was always part of my plans.
I know that while your Jeopardy reign was happening, you received all kinds of feedback. A lot of it really positive, but then a lot of it really negative because, as we know, when you are in the limelight and you're a person who is LGBTQ or you're a person who is just different in some other way, that the haters come out. And I'm wondering, how did you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it was made easy by how much positive feedback there was. You know, it made it a lot easier to ignore the negative feedback. And I mean, ultimately what my goal was, and I did reasonably well at it, was essentially to ignore the haters, if you will. Because, you know, having so much more positive feedback than I expected made me realize that, you know, like things are scary at right now. Like for trans people, there's been a lot of like legislation being passed or considered and this sort of thing. But you know, the fact is that that's like, we've kind of won. And like, once people start supporting LGBTQ equality, they don't go back. And, you know, this is kind of the last gasp of the people that are trying to hold us down. And I really feel, you know, strongly that we're kind of in the home stretch of this fight. Obviously it's not done, but you know, I feel like that these are just the last gasps of a movement, and that made it a lot easier to just ignore them.
And Amy, I just really have to thank you personally because I think of the young trans folk who are out there who are watching you on TV, and they're able to see their parents watch you and hopefully see positive reactions that are coming for that. And I think that's so important when you're growing up, that you see the people who are in front of you talking positively about someone that you see yourself as.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because I remember, like, you know, my parents, my dad, like making jokes about trans people, and when I was a kid, and I don't even, you know, fault him for that because that's all that there was about trans people. You know, he was just quoting things he saw on TV and in the movies, like jokes that made him laugh. And you know, it's really hard then to see yourself as the subject of a joke. And so I'm really glad to show people that may not have seen trans people otherwise that the trans people are just people, and they're not that funny.
Yeah, and also they're Jeopardy champs who are getting married.
Yes. Yeah.
Amy Schneider, we always really love talking to you, and congratulations. Please pass that along to Genevieve as well, and can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thanks.
Amy is working on a book right now. She told me that she just had a meeting about this last week or so, and she wants people to, in this book, her hope is that they are able to see what she did, to kind of see that there's a challenge in front of you and you can ask a question about how to get over that challenge, and no matter what it is, achieve it, because look what she's done.
Right. I'm so glad she's embracing her role as a public figure, doing all the right things, inspiring all the right people. This is fantastic.